Yeah, so just as an introduction to NanoGraf and what I want to talk about today, first of all, NanoGraf is a spin out from Northwestern University. I think the last talk was mentioning Dr. Hersham at Northwestern. We are also a spin out utilizing graphene technology. We are on our sixth generation or sixth iteration of our technology, and we've chosen silicon oxide as our core silicon material. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. What we've tried to do here is, be able to create a product that not only has state-of-the-art performance, but can be made in a scalable and low-cost way. We think that's really important for large-scale applications like electric vehicles and things that will be really important over the next decade, and I know we'll talk about today. And the other is drop-in manufacturing. We've been working with cell manufacturers for the past decade, and we understand that that's a really important component to having a successful material. And what we've been able to show, the second part of my talk, is the material is in fact drop-in, and with our partner, we've been able to demonstrate the technology in a commercially relevant form factor, an 18650 cell. And we had a pretty big news splash last year about this 3.8 amp hour cell that's going to be used first by soldiers with the U.S. military, where we can provide them with about 8 hours of additional runtime. So it's a pretty tangible amount of time if you're a soldier in the field. And then also for e-mobility applications, we've been able to demonstrate anywhere between 15 and 30% energy density gains, depending on how much of the silicon we put into the anode. And finally, just as a general notice here, we have been transitioning the production of our material from Japan to the US, and this is an important year for us to scale the material and scale cell production as well. And by the end of the year, we should be making about 36 tons per year here in Chicago, a scale up from 10 tons per year in Japan last year. And then the eventual roadmap has us making over 1,000 tons per year here in Illinois by 2025, with the hopes of helping to address some of the EV demand. Now, I won't spend too much time here. I think most people understand the limitations of traditional silicon chemistry and even certainly current silicon chemistry. Whether it's silicon oxide or silicon carbon composite materials, they both are quite reactive. They swell. Pulverization is a problem. With pure silicon, gassing can often be a problem that leads to challenges with calendar life. We've chosen silicon oxide as a platform really because the market has already adopted that, and it's already been shown to be scaled at thousands of tons per year. If you take a look at silicon oxide as a technology, at least first generation silicon oxide, as I mentioned, it has already achieved market adoption. But there are pain points that have limited how much silicon you can put into the anode of a commercial cell. And if you know silicon oxide, the major problems are first cycle efficiency, which are generally somewhere around 75%, meaning that you're losing 25% of the capacity during the first few cycles. It swells. We've mentioned that previously as well, and all of that limits how much that you can incorporate into the anode while still having a functioning cell. And then the third thing we always point out is all silicon oxide that's used in the market today does have some sort of CVD coating, which is the highest cost step in that process. So as a materials chemistry company, we've taken a look at silicon oxide and said, how through chemistry can we solve these problems? And what we've done is come up with a fundamentally different core material that it's a fundamentally different way of doping that core material with lithium. It not only increases the first cycle efficiency, but it decreases swelling, which I'll show you in a minute. And then also, we've been able to come up with a way to apply a carbon coating which contains graphene using a completely aqueous process, which is very low cost and a fraction of the cost of CVD, which is currently used now. So, when we've thought about all the things we need in a material, and again, this is based on many years of working with cell partners and understanding the lithium-ion battery process, we knew we needed a drop-in material. None of these manufacturers want to change their process or slurry mixing